the Imperial Palace. 16 of the brother Primarchs have returned. Sanguinius is trying to keep them behaved until their father returns with the long-awaited space milk. Line, is everyone here? Fulgrim. It seems like we're short of two. They noticed Conrad Kaz and Roboutte Guilliman are missing. Perturabo. Bah? Conrad must be sulking in his corner again. Lion. Don't you mean Corvus? Corvus. I heard that you proud prick. Lehman. Ha ha ha. Vulcan. Come on, Brutas, let's not bicker while father is gone. It makes us all look bad. Sanguinius. I'm glad I'm not the only sane person here. Horus. And what is that supposed to mean? Sanguinius. Nothing to be paranoid about. Magnus was busy reading from his book while Omron was sharpening his axe as Mordorion silently just puffs out eco-friendly smoke, while Alfarius and Omegon were on the Vox web and doing a little trolling with Jagatai maintaining his bike, which was protested to be brought in by the custodes and Lorgar still scribbling in his notebook. Ferris. Have you been taking care of my gift, brother? Fulgrim. Why, of course. I use it on my enemies, and when I keep it polished, I can also use it as a mirror to check out my perfection. Dorn. Still on that crusade to get better hair than father? Fulgrim. Shut it, Dorn. Lehman. Good one, Rogel. Ha ha ha. Omron was slow clapping Fulgrim. Sanguinius. Where is he? Then the Imperial webway flickered to life as the Emperor walks out whistling, and he stopped as he saw most of his children there staring at him. Horus. Where have you been? We had to finish the Great Crusade without you. Sanguinius. Seriously, I felt like my hair turning white, keeping everyone from kicking each other's behinds. Magnus. Seriously, we were so worried I nearly tried to make a psychic Skype call to get a hold of you. Emps. Good thing you didn't. You nearly fudged up my ma. Dorn. What were you going to say, father? Emps. Ma. Man, look at all of you here just to welcome me home, but wait. I see you're short of two. Lion. Exactly what I was saying. Then the Imperial doors slowly creaked open, then Guilliman slowly peeks his head in. Magnus, finally. Glad you can join us, Roboutte. Lion. You certainly took your sweet time. Roboutte. Hello, everyone. Fulgrim. Something is off. He's not acting like his usual self. Dorn. Indeed, he is not acting like a dignified nobleman, rather he's acting like a child, keeping a secret. Magnus. I sense something. Emps noticed it, and smiled. This would save him. Emps. Well, hello, Roboutte, glad you can join the party. I would like to invite you and your friend too. Corvus. Friend? He's a lone father. Emps. You can drop it, honey. I can sense your presence even if you mask it. A sigh could be heard as the cloak drops. Everyone thought it could have been Conrad. Everyone was alarmed, especially the lion, who drew his blade. Lion. Xenos. Roboutte blocked their way as he shields Yvraine. Vulcan. Eldar. Burn it with fire. Sanguinius. Wait, everyone. Roboutte, hold on. Omron. I've been waiting for something to do. Magnus. Hey guys. Lehman. Let me join. Horus. Ready at. Emps the big E. Stopped. Almost all the Primarchs stopped dead in their tracks. Emps. Alright, Roboutte, I fully understand your decision, and you have my blessing. Jagatai. But father. She is an Eldar. Magnus. Lorgar was writing fast like a fanfic author. Vulcan. Father, they are the reason Caldera fell from grace. Emps. You mistake from the Drakari. The Dark Eldar, they're more depraved and separate faction. Horus. I find it strange you are defending the Xenos rather stalwartly. Emps. Corvus. That's SUS. Emps. I was gonna make it a surprise, but since all this happened, you can come out now. He calls to the Imperial webway. Isha, hello. All the Primarchs slowly turned to the Emperor with the sound of a rolling stone. Emps, sons meet your new mother. Everyone but Roboutte and Yvraine. WHA. Roboutte, is it a bad time to say that we already had 2 children and are married? Everyone again. You did way off. The Emperor had wide eyes and a huge open mouth, and a sharp and long gasp could be heard. Emps, I'm a grandpa. Isha, I have grandbabies. Then an ultramarine entered the palace in a hurry. He spoke to Guilliman, and he bowed down as the Smuff whispered something in his ear. Yvraine, what? Guilliman whispered and relayed the message to his wife. Yvraine, what do you mean they're missing? We can hear shits and giggles from the warp. Meanwhile, in Remnant, the 2 half-human, half-Eldar children who are now identified Jaune and Saffron Guilliman. But they chose to hide their names just in case that they are known to this planet, but it's actually not. It hasn't been found in Imperial records, and it's practically a virgin world. Remnant 32.m. The timelines between these 2 series are different, but Remnant is the same timeline. The 2 lived on their own as Saffron settled in Argus and found her partner, one Terracotta. They adopted the name Ark, basically making themselves peasants. Jaune, on the other hand, lived in Vale, making a living as a blacksmith, taking lessons from records of his uncles Ferris and Vulcan. He was known in Vale as a master craftsman, inspired by Fanify net by Ark Metalworks. Present day Vale. Kira was looking for a shop to have her Milo fixed, as she was unable to find the time to maintain it between her moving to Vale for Mistral, her commercials and sponsor meetings, and personal training. She sought a good place that wouldn't take advantage of her fame, but the stores she came across had pictures of well-known individuals, making her realize they were all thinking of sponsorship. She asked the people around the street for a more reputable smith, and they directed her to a quaint little shop with the name The Emperor's Finest. Kira, strange name. She then walks in as a bell rang connected to the door. Jaune, please hold on a minute. He called out from the back room. She just looked around and found many weapons ranging from simple to beautiful. Master-crafted that would make tech marines proud to be in its presence. She stroked one, but she felt electricity hit her. Good thing for aura, it was just a tingle. Jaune, be careful. Power swords have their own power cell when it's activated, often by touching the control located on the hilt. The blade is sheathed in a lethal corona of disruptive energy. This energy field allows the blade to carve through flesh, bone, and most forms of armor plate alike, making a power sword a highly effective close combat weapon. Kira, such a scary weapon. Do you sell these? Jaune, particularly, it's simply on display. It belongs to me. I call it Crochemours. Kira, the Yellow Death sounds ominous. Jaune, I know you're not here simply to admire my craftsmanship. What do you need? She pulls out a beat-up Milo as she hands it over to him as he inspects it, and even tried to cut himself with it, which it didn't, but made Kira worried. Kira, careful. It's sharp. Jaune, even if it won't cut me too bad. Only a paper cut would do. I have extremely tough skin, but it's been dulled to the point I didn't feel anything from it. It hasn't been properly maintained. Kira, I'm sorry I didn't have the time to maintain it myself. Jaune, you should always take care of your weapon. It is not simply a slab of metal that you can just throw away when it breaks. It is an extension of who you are. It is the extension of your will. No one else should know more of your weapon than yourself. But times really sure have changed when time passes, huh? Kira, Jaune, sorry, I was just ranting about the good old days, when things were so much simpler. Kira, I see. When can I expect it back? Jaune looks it over and switched it into its mecha shifts. Jaune, flimsy mecha shifts. I'll have it done today. You can stay and watch if you want. Making custom parts is easy, especially with these materials. Kira, I guess I can sit around and watch the process. Might do me some good to know Milo more closely. Jaune, So you were listening. Kira. Yes, I supposed it was rude to just ignore good advice. Jaune. Well, let's get started. He begins melting down metal, which was easy since his techniques deals with much more sturdier materials like adamantium and ceramite. He pours the melted metals into a mold of various gears and springs and plates. Kira stared in wonder of such processes. She was used to seeing documentaries of machines doing all the work. Jaune then waited for it to cool and solidify as he took Milo over the forge and heats it up. As he pulls out a rod glowing orange, he puts it on the anvil and hammers the dents, the bluntness, and the chips away. He turns it and does the other side and then takes it to the water and dunks it, rapidly cooling it. The steam surprised Kira, as techniques like these are so old-fashioned in these days and age. The sharpening process was fast, and after half an hour of meticulously replacing the mecha shift pieces, that was more time-consuming than repairs and forging. Jaune tested in his skin again, and he indeed have a paper cut. Jaune, that's good. He then tested it on a wooden dummy, and it was easily cut in two. Aura should be more than enough to soften the blow. Kira. Wow, it's good as new. More like brand new. She felt it was more easily handled. Jaune. I melted off some excess metals to make it lighter and put it through pattern welding, combing hard steel, which is brittle, and iron, which is softer but more resilient, and sandwiched them and beats them thin again and again. Controlled reheating and rapid cooling makes it more tougher, making your Milo a tempered composite blade. Kira. Amazing, you have such wonderful skills. Jaune. I simply learned from my uncles who were master smiths. I'm just a novice in comparison. Kira. Don't be modest, you should take pride in your work. Jaune. Pride cometh before the fall. I just do the work and not for praise. Kira. How much would it be? Jaune. Just 1,000 lean for all the services. Kira. That's quite cheap. Mecha shift repairs usually cost 5,000 to 10,000, depending on its quality. Jaune. They overprice their shoddy work to keep you people coming back. If you come to me, you would usually come back after half a year, depending on how you treat it. Kira. Isn't that bad for your business? Jaune. So you know how much the materials I use to repair Milo cost? Kira. Ugh. Jaune. 25 lean for the iron, 25 for the steel, simple coal, and a couple of sticks for the fire and water for the cooling. All in all, 100 lean total. The 900 is the quality of my work. Kira was speechless. Jaune. Sign your name here for your receipt. Once she signed, Jaune noticed the name. Jaune. Nikos. The Kira Nikos? Kira. Oh, here it comes. He might jack up the price or ask me for some advertising. Jaune. I would suggest you take your fighting skills seriously. Kira, huh? Jaune. I'm against tournament fighting. It dulls your combat senses. Kira. But I'm strong enough to be a huntress. Jaune. If that's your goal, I recommend you quit while you're ahead. Your fighting style derives from spectacle fighting. You should fight with the intent to harm. Grimm don't discriminate on their prey, and they won't take it easy on you. And Grimm is not the only thing that huntsmen deal with on a daily basis. Kira was sad at this revelation. Kira. But it's my destiny to be a huntress. Jaune. Is it because you're strong? Or do you have precognition or foresight? Do not wage a battle you can't win. Kira. Jaune. If you are truly serious in this, train hard. Do not hold back. Fight when it's life and death. Remember, the battlefield is not a place for training. Kira. Thank you for all the advice. No one has ever talked like this to me before. Jaune. I don't tell people what they want. I tell them what they needed to hear. I hope you well wishes, Ms. Nikos. Until next time. Kira. Thank you. I haven't caught your name yet. Jaune. It's Jaune. Jaunac. Kira. Thank you, Jaune. She leaves now more well-informed and determined to become a real huntress. Jaune was closing up shop for today until someone else came in the store. Jaune. Sorry, but we're closed for today. Well, I simply want to talk to the blacksmith. Jaune, about what? I also heard you are a great warrior, for someone so young. Jaune shifts his gaze to crochet moors on the wall as the stranger prepares his walking stick for an attack.